has done a phenomenal job in putting this program together. The support of ANZ Bank, stepping up as a leader in the community to help make this happen. Also acknowledge the mentors that have traveled here to participate. And last but not least, the startup companies themselves, which are the reason that we're here. The risk that you're taking, the journey that you're starting is one that I can appreciate and one that will help this community. As Janet said, I am really a Silicon Valley entrepreneur by background, and it was my good fortune to be in Silicon Valley when I decided to become an entrepreneur. And it wasn't until I kind of left the area that I began to appreciate the importance of what are the qualities that make up a good startup community that I enjoyed in Silicon Valley. In 1999, I actually moved my family from Silicon Valley to my hometown in upstate New York. And as Jana mentioned, there are similarities between upstate New York. This is not to be confused with New York City, which is about 200 miles away. And we have several metro areas spaced out over probably another 250 miles. And within our community, like Adelaide, we have a very strong industrial past with many successful companies that got started in the first half of the last century, like IBM, GE, Kodak, Xerox, Corning, Carrier, Bosch & Lomb, very long list of what grew to become global brands. And so upstate New York was a hotbed of innovation and entrepreneurism in a prior age. And as a result of the wealth created from not only those firms, but many other manufacturing firms, we have, like Adelaide, a lot of infrastructure. You look around, or I look around at these buildings, the rich arts and culture, the recreation, the high quality of life, the educational institutions. Those are things that we share in common with Adelaide. And many of these attributes would be ones that, in theory, we should be creating lots of new emerging technology companies. And yet, in upstate New York, where we have 115 colleges, a total of 500,000 college students spread out over that geography, it's a big number. And a lot of research that goes on, both corporately and within the academic institutions. As a region, upstate New York is the lowest ranking region of producing venture capital-backed companies in all of the 19 regions tracked in the United States. So when I moved my family back to my hometown in upstate New York in '99, I started to really think hard about why do we have this gap between being such a low producer of emerging tech versus what our potential is. And I was also traveling around, since the nature of my business is one that provides a lot of support to emerging tech companies as customers all over the U.S. And I spent a lot of time in all the markets where there are many, many emerging tech companies, whether it's New York City, Boston, Northern Virginia, Boston, Boulder, all the places that you hear about. And my observations are the following. In the communities where there is really strong and high growth of emerging tech startups, first quality is those communities are led by entrepreneurs. The activities that are in the startup community are led by entrepreneurs. The second quality is that they are open and not siloed, and that they embrace people coming in and don't worry about conflicts between one institution or another institution, but everyone is welcome. The third quality is that role models are visible, and when the companies succeed, entrepreneurs are out there and actually share in their success by helping earlier stage companies through their time, by mentoring, also by investing as angel investors, and that creates this virtuous cycle that can be repeated over and over again. And lastly, there's a lot of different activities that make up an entrepreneurial community. So it's not just one activity as a silver bullet. If you do this, then you will have a vibrant community. But there is a wide variety of activities. So what we do in our nonprofit, Upstate Venture Connect, is really concentrate on 5 things. We work hardest at engaging entrepreneurial leaders. And I spend most of my time going out into the community, identifying who are some successful entrepreneurs who are right now on the sidelines and they are not actively engaged in helping startups. And I work hard at helping them understand the opportunity to positively impact the community and to step up and help startups. A second area of focus for us is to support accelerator programs. So we created an accelerator program, much like has been done here. And this is a very important community building activity, but also startup weekends, and created a college student accelerator program. And each of these activities present opportunities to engage many people. So it's not just the 10 startups that are in an accelerator program, but it's all the mentors, all the investors, all the service providers. It's a community building activity. Our third area of focus is to create new sources of private capital, because in order for emerging tech companies to get to the next level, they have to have some source of capital, which is usually not going to be lending, and it's going to have to be equity capital. And in upstate New York, we don't have enough entrepreneurs that open up their wallets to do that, and so it's an educational process. And, we spent some time working with Jan, also Raymond has been mentioned. The opportunity to get more people as entrepreneurs to step up and actually put some of their resources into startups is something that can be helped along by having the right structure and the right visibility. And through it all, being able to create a spirit of openness in which individual organizations that might have a charter for economic development or might have a university role in supporting a particular entrepreneurial program, instead of looking at their constituency narrowly with only their students or only their particular audience that they're immediately catering to open up and embrace the opportunity to engage others that fall outside their immediate constituency. And that's a very hard thing to do. So I concentrate on trying to find like-minded people that can share in that vision. And I'll close in saying that the idea of a startup community, we should not lose sight of the fact that community is a collection of individuals, and it only takes a few leaders to be identified. They can share a common vision. It could then start to spread that message of this is what it's going to take to create an environment in which opportunities for our young, our best and brightest who want to pursue opportunities in newer industries. And instead of having to move to Sydney or Melbourne or some other place to be able to take advantage of those right here in Adelaide, it only takes a few leaders to step up, give up their time and of their resources, and others will join. And pretty soon we have a movement. And as the movement grows and more people become involved, the number of activities that you have will increase and the number of opportunities will increase proportionately. But it does require a long-term horizon. It's not something that will happen in 2 or 3 years. I suspect there are some of those leaders here in this room, and I look forward to the opportunity for returning someday perhaps and seeing about the progress, as I know my contact with Jen will continue. And we will monitor each other's progress on this journey